So yeah, we was talking about the Mason thing. You know, you do a lot of you reference the Masons a lot, and a lot of seems like you fuck around with people when you talk about the satanic type of shit. So
well,
about that.
So I was into the Mason stuff for a while. Like I said, like I said, I was attending the meetings out here in the local Valley Lodge, and you know, I was participating in some of the stuff, the learnings and the teachings and stuff like that. And you know, some of the, and they, to this day, you know, they still contact me, and I'm still like a part of their Zoom meetings, and they still, you know, incorporate me with a lot of stuff that they do. However, it's interesting because a lot of people associate the devil with the Masons, and Masons are kind of like on their own type of deal. You know what I mean? It's kind of one thing is the satanic worship, and another thing is the Masons. And the Masons don't necessarily worship the devil, but they can worship the devil. If let me break it down. So basically, when you're a Mason, the requirements is you have to believe in a higher power. You can't be a Mason if you don't believe in a higher power. So you have to believe in a higher power. Now, who you worship, that's depends on the person's preference of what they want to worship. So you could literally be worshiping the devil, you could be worshiping Buddha, you could be worshiping Allah, you could be worshiping Jesus. It doesn't matter who you worship, but they require you that you have belief in a supreme being. Now, in the teachings and stuff like that, a lot of the stuff that they teach in these groups, a lot of people come together and we'll pick a topic. It might be science. We might be talking about, you know, media. We might be talking about, you know, whatever the topic is. Different people come in and share their different take on how they perceive that.
Yep.
So it's kind of more like these group meetings of where you're sitting down with these intellectual individuals, and you guys are just exchanging brains and exchanging thoughts on deep conversations. And you're only allowed to, there's certain things you can't do at the meetings. There's certain things you can't say. You can only go with the flow of what's being said. You can't like go off the deep end because you may offend the person next to you. See, and that's what they don't want to do. They don't want to make it to where someone is uncomfortable. They want everybody to be open-minded, accept for everybody for who they are, and also bring their own theories and thoughts to the table. But the whole devil worship side, that comes from when I was tampering down a dark path, messing around with the Ouija board, kind of messing into dark magic and all that stuff. That was totally separate from the Masons. I was doing that on a different path. Okay. But since I was associated with both, people figured, okay, Xpression's getting this shit from the Masons. But I was actually on a different note with all that other shit. It was just two separate things. But since they both came from my image that I put out, people associated it with both and figured that he's probably doing it from both shit.
Yeah. I went down that path myself when I was younger. Bone got me into that shit, to be honest. Heard the Ouija board song they did, and went out and got a board, got the tarot cards, got a Wicca book, and all that stuff. Started studying all that shit, and I never really did, you know, try to cast no kind of spell or no kind of shit like that. But definitely their music got me into that shit. But I got out of it.
Right, yeah. With the dear Mr. Ouija, are you with me? Dude, Bone Thugs was crazy with it, bro.
Yeah.
When they first came out, man, they was doing that crazy Mr. Ouija stuff, and then they kind of, you know, chilled out with it, you know, as the music started progressing. But if you go back and listen to their first stuff that they were putting out some real raw, spiritual, crazy, twisted type of stuff, bro. It was crazy, but fire though at the same time, you know.
Yeah. I remember when I got the first CD, it was the East 99. I turned that thing on, and as soon as it came on and the backwards talking and the bombs dropping everything, I turned it right off. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know what the hell I done got myself into, because I had grew up thinking, I didn't even know that country rap existed. I grew up thinking it was just country, because that's all my parents played, you know. And like we only had like four TV channels in the house, so we didn't have MTV or BET, VH1 or nothing like that. So that was just a totally different experience for me. But yeah, I got a friend too that he's a Mason himself, and I was almost gonna get into it. The lodge is like literally probably about a half a mile down the road from me. And I don't really follow a religion right now, but I do believe in higher power and whatnot. But the one thing that got me, that I really like the idea of it, because, you know, it's like a brotherhood. The way my friend explained it to me was like, you know, kind of like a sorority or whatnot, fraternity and things of that nature. He's, you know, he wanted to learn how to play the guitar. He called one of his guys, and they immediately jumped and come over there and taught him how to play it. You know, it's like
that's the thing about it too, is that they look out for each other like crazy like that. So if somebody unemployed but somebody owns a business, they're going to hire you for that. They're going to make sure that no matter what you're doing, they're going to keep you at their level. They're going to keep you going. Like, and that was what's cool about it too, is this, all religion and politics aside, is that from a business aspect, if you want to connect with people and stay connected, it was a good approach for me to want to be a part of that, because obviously there's people in the entertainment industry, there's people in the music industry and stuff like that. They're involved in that. Yep. So because of that, I was like, yo, I'm, and not only that, I just found the studies to be fascinating as well. Like for some reason, I've always had a thing for science and religion and politics, and not politics, probably the least of it all. But overall, I've had a thing for always about the occult, about the teachings, about the Kabbalahs and all that type of sacred geometry and all that type of stuff. I've always had a thing for that. I've always been intrigued by it. So with that, not only that, but with that knowledge that they share amongst each other, it helps me when I'm creating lyrics and when I'm writing songs, and helps me think outside the box when I'm creating. So I like to definitely be a part of that. It's dope, man. It's dope. And there's some really nice people in there, man. Like, you honestly meet some really nice people in there who are just normal people who want to just help the world. It's crazy.
Yeah, sure.
And then but like everything else, there's always bad seeds in it too. So I can't sit here and say that there's not anybody in there who's off the deep end. You know what I mean? Because there is. But just like there is just like there's crooked cops, just like there's crooked this and that, there's always going to be some kind of mole somewhere. You know what I mean?
For sure. You're gonna got some priests that out there molesting kids or whatever. Like, exactly. Good and bad and everything. Can't get away from that. So anyway, you worked with Bizzy Bone at one point. How was that?
Man, it was amazing, bro. It was amazing to be able to work with Bizzy Bone. You know what I mean? Because Bone Thugs, I love Bone Thugs, man. Bone Thugs is one of my favorite rap groups of all time. And, you know, Bizzy always stood out to me in the group because of his high-pitched voice. And you know what I mean? I've always listened to, you know, as a group, I've always listened to the music, but I was always listening to Bizzy off the side too. You know what I mean? He had his songs that were dope. And, you know, to work with him, man, is amazing, because, you know what I mean? We put out this record together, and it honestly ended up building a friendship out of that record. He messed with the record. I messed with the record. His manager messed with the record. He helped me push the record. So aside from him just doing the feature, you know, he helped me push the record. And now, you know, like, I have his personal number and stuff, and we stay in touch. And when I need advice on certain music stuff, I still reach out to him, and he still gives me advice. Like, we talk like friends now. So it's dope, because it's like, it was already dope to have a record with a childhood idol. I mean, an idol that I've had since a child, growing up and being influenced by, and then now having a record with him, from one of the greatest groups in the world, rap groups in the world, Bone Thugs and Harmony, to being able to have him as a mentor to call up when I need advice on certain things relating to the music industry, man. It's amazing, bro. And you know what I mean? I'm just blessed to have an opportunity like that to work with him, man. And because of that has now opened the door for me to contact Lazy Bone. So now I'm able to use that leverage, like, yo, Lazy, you know what I mean? My name's Xpression, yada yada. But Lazy was already following me on Instagram and stuff like that. So I kind of use that leverage as a way to kind of reach out to Lazy and kind of lay out the plan for what I want to do with me, you, and him, and kind of, you know what I mean, get that kind of going too. So, you know what I mean? It's dope, because each one of these features kind of sets you up. It builds your credibility and sets you up to contact the next person to see what you're going to do next, bro. And right now, I actually just a couple hours ago, I sent out the hook that I did for this Lazy Bone record that we're doing. I sent it out to this vocalist who I'm going to have do the hook. And this guy who's doing the hook for us, he has written for Rihanna, Justin Bieber, Katy Perry. He's signed to Universal Records right now. So it's dope because he's a good friend of mine too that I actually ended up meeting on Clubhouse, and I want him to do the hook. So I think it's going to be dope to have a vocalist on the hook, Lazy on the verse, and then me, you, and him. And I'm looking forward to pushing that with you guys, man. So that's going to be another thing to add on to the Bone Thugs and Harmony family, man. And then aside from them two, I was invited to Crazy Bone's weed release party for his new strain that he had dropped, Leaves a Legend. And that was amazing, man. I got party side by side with Crazy. And that was dope, man. Really down to earth, really cool. We vibed up all night, man. So eventually, man, if I could eventually work with all the Bone Thugs, that'd be the ultimate goal, man. To have opportunity to work with all of them, you know?
Yeah. Well, next time you see him, man, ask him where the hell that Wishbone album at. Been waiting on that thing since that. I think it was Mo Thugs 2 inside the album cover said Wishbone album comes. So I seen you did an IG the other day with your guy LB. Y'all was talking.
Oh, Albie.
Albie. Yeah, y'all talking about doing a whole album. What's up with that?
So me and Albie's one of my childhood friends, and you know we've been rapping together since high school, and we just put out an EP together in January 1st. We just dropped a new EP, little 5-track original EP. We call it a Barology, and it's dope, man. It's dope because you know we've dropped mixtapes and stuff like that in the past, but this was our first original project that we put out together with everything all original and able to distribute the music, you know, Spotify, iTunes, and all that good stuff. So, and me and him, we want to do a follow-up EP, man. So, you know, definitely we're going to be working on something together, but he's working, aside from us both being solo artists, he works with his dad, and his dad has been rapping for like 25 years plus, man. He's deep in the Chicano game. His dad goes by the name Chingon. So, you know, when he's not working with me, he's definitely collaborating with his dad, and they're doing stuff. But we come together and we definitely like to push each other, man. Because we're not only are we artists, you know, we grew up together. We're close friends, and we give each other that honest feedback, that real push, and we just keep it real with each other, man. So every time I collaborate with Albie, man, it's always something dope.
So I seen you got the Coachella Valley Best Hip Hop Rap Artist Award. How did that go?
That was dope, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's exciting to get that type of award in this valley where I'm from, because you see Coachella, man. I mean, everybody knows Coachella Fest. It's one of the biggest music festivals in the world, and you know, this valley where I live has really become iconic for music, for festivals, because we have the Tamale Festival. We have a lot of big things that happen in this valley as far as music and festivals and stuff like that. So to achieve an award like that out of all the local artists who are out here in the hip hop scene pushing, and there's a lot of talent out here, man. So for me to receive that is a true blessing and a true honor, man. And I'm really proud of that, especially during a year where, you know, everybody was suffering with COVID and families and lives were affected, that I, you know, was able to still stay optimistic and still push the music forward and, you know, grind it out. And to get that during that time, man, is really, you know, something special. You know, it was a really tragic year, Kobe in the beginning of the year and everything, man. So 2020 was definitely a tough year, and I'm probably never going to forget it, man. And to top off the year, receiving that right after I had just got really sick with pneumonia and COVID at the same time, you know what I mean? That was something big, man. It was something really big for me to take all that in, man. But I was, you know, really happy to get that and really blessed. And my family is really proud, and a lot of friends and a lot of, you know, just a lot of support out here, man. And it's awesome.
Yeah, man. My nephew had COVID, and then my wife's best friend, her and her husband got it and was in the hospital for a while. So how was it for you?
Man, you know what's crazy is I got it twice. I had it in December, and then I had it in January. So the first time when I had it in December, bro, I had pneumonia and I had the COVID. And bro, and not only that, I had this really bad oral thrush in my mouth it was out of control, bro. I couldn't eat because I couldn't eat. It was affecting my diabetes. I had no energy. I couldn't get out of bed. Aside from that, I was congested. I couldn't smell. I was going through it bad, in and out of the hospital every day, taking, IVs. They had to just basically just feed me through IVs because I couldn't eat at all. And fevers every day. Bro, it was tough, man. It was really tough. And honestly, like at one point, I felt like this was gonna be the end, man. Like honestly, back in December, I really felt like it was gonna be the end, man. Was already saying pretty much already telling my mom and my dad, if this is it, just look out for my wife and my daughter, and it was getting to a really deep point. Life flashed in front of me, man, and when I finally got over it, took about 3 weeks in December to get over it. It felt good, man, to be back. And then freaking somehow, in some way, in January, I don't know what, but actually, it wasn't even January. It was the end of January, early this month. I had took a vaccination, the COVID vaccination, and 10 days later I had COVID. So I don't know if there's a conspiracy there. I don't know what, but I don't know, man. My mind's, I don't know, but I got it for the second time. And this last time I just had it, believe it or not, man, it was not even anywhere close to how bad it was in December, bro. Because like in December, I thought life was over. This time, it's like I had very, very mild symptoms. Honestly, I didn't even think I had it. I took a test by accident because I was just trying to go get some allergy medicine at the urgent care. And they're like, oh, you have to take a test to see the doctor. I'm like, okay. So I took a rapid test and then they told me I was positive. And I honestly, I was shocked and I couldn't believe that I actually had it. So I went and took a test elsewhere. And sure enough, both tests said I was positive. Well, I was like, oh, well. And then sure enough, 2 days later, I ended up losing my smell again, but I only lost my smell for 3 days. So the symptoms the second time were really, really, really not that bad at all, man. And I think, so either the vaccine got me or the vaccine saved me, or I don't know what the vaccine did, but it wasn't as bad the second time, man. And now I've recovered from it again. I'm negative now, and I'm ready to get back to the grind in the music, man. And I'm happy that this is the interview that we're having right after all that, because this was just literally like a week ago that I was going through this week. So
yeah, I've been nervous about it myself because my nephew, when he got it, he stays with my mom, and my mom's on a breathing machine. I thought for sure she was going to get it, and that was going to be it for her. But luckily, everything was all good. But yeah, they doing the most with that shit. I was planning on not taking the vaccine myself, just because I feel like, for the most part, everybody else let them be the test dummies,
Right.
And then, they done offered it to my wife, but she's pregnant. And of course, she don't want the same reason. She don't want to do it because don't know, there ain't a whole lot of data with pregnant ladies having taken it and whatnot. But I thought that I'd be good to just not take it and let everybody else get it. But then I done heard here recently that basically, even if you got the shot, you can still carry it and you just won't get sick from it, but you can carry it and give it to somebody who does not have the shot. So
Right.
I don't know. I still got my kids out of school right now. They at home school.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's a crazy time because, some people beat it, but you don't know who's going to get it that might not beat it. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah. I see your daughter's on the mic. You doing stuff like Eminem did with his daughter?
Trying to, man. Speaking of Eminem, man, shout out to Eminem. I love Eminem, man. It's definitely one of my favorite top 5 rappers of all time, man. Eminem is a lyricist, man. It's incredible. With my daughter, man, she, you know what? She's always around when I'm playing beats, when I'm writing music, when I'm reciting my lyrics, when I'm reciting my songs, and she tries to she just has so much interest in what I'm doing that she tries to, freestyle with me. She tries to rap and talk. She tries to diss me and battle me and tries to do the most. She tries to do the most, man. It's crazy. So, I've taken her to the studio a few times where I've actually had her kind of do just some background voices and little intros on songs and stuff like that. I featured her on the Right Path album and I featured her on the Heartbeat album. Okay. But, I definitely want to work on something with her because she wants to. Obviously, she can't write her own lyrics, but she freestyles her own lyrics. That's what trips me out. So I'm gonna find a way to see how we can work together to make something happen, man. I don't know if it's her freestyling, me writing it down, making her memorize it, or me helping her. I don't know what it's gonna be, but we're definitely gonna work on something. She has interest. She just told me a couple days ago that she wants to take singing lessons too. So, you know, we're gonna see what happens, man. If she wants to be, I don't want to force her into it, but if she naturally wants to be a part of that, then I mean, I'm gonna do all I can to, you know, help her push that. Because, you know, obviously I have major love for the music, and at some point I'm gonna just want to sit back and be behind the scenes. It'll be kind of dope to see my daughter continue that. So that would be something I would definitely want to invest in as a, you know, as a father, and not only that, but as an artist to see that. That'd be awesome.
Do you think about that when you're writing lyrics? Do you think about your daughter and what she might think when she gets older?
I do. Some of the songs I've written for her to, I know she interprets it in her ways now, but she's still young, you know, she's only 5, so she's only going to get so much out of it. But I've written songs about her and to her that one day she's going to grow up and she is going to know how I felt, know the love I had, and know the stuff, especially because like songs, like I have a song about her when she had her surgery. I wrote a song about that whole experience as a father going through that with her and her surgery. Then, you know, I've written other songs about, you know, my parents' divorce and all that stuff like that I've written. So some of these songs I've written, I've definitely opened up about my struggles and also my appreciation of her in different songs. So I feel like when she grows up and really gasps with what I put into it, I think she's gonna, you know, she's gonna appreciate it too. But I do that because not only, I mean, am I writing from the heart and it's music, but when I was writing these songs, I was having really bad health complications, and I still kind of am, you know what I mean? But at that moment when I was putting out the Heartbeat album, I was really, my diabetes was really, really bad. I mean, it's still bad, but it was worse then. And man, I felt like my time was coming and I had a lot to get off my chest. So I had put it all into those songs. And, you know, that's why the Heartbeat is more of like a real personal project of mine that really shares my story and what I've been through, as opposed to the Right Path album. That's kind of more like, oh, he's an MC, he's doing lyrical stuff, he's rapping his ass off, he's doing that type of stuff. So on the one album you have my story, the other album you kind of showcase myself as an MC, as a rap artist. And then, you know, the stuff projects with Albie is kind of like just some hip hop type stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like I have different categories of stuff I do, but the project that's really personal to me is the Heartbeat, because that's something that's, when I go back and listen to it, I lived the moment of where I was at in life when I was writing these songs, and what I have flashbacks of the memories I was referring to.
So what you got going on for 2021, man?
2021, you know what? The year started off, I dropped the EP on the first day of the year, and then followed it up with that award that had just came like a week later. So that award came in the first week of that Coachella Valley Best Hip Hop had came, you know, a week after we had just dropped the Barology EP. And then after that, we went to LA. We shot a music video out there. That was a really dope thing, man. We had people from the Cobra Kai set that were filming our stuff, man. Some of the people that do the editing and stuff like that for us, they were able to film for that. And then, you know, going into the March and stuff like that, I got this new record dropping with Eddie Wayne. He's the guy I was talking about. That's the songwriter for, you know, he does a lot of songwriting for a lot of artists in the industry, you know, Rihanna and all them. I got a single dropping with him, and then I want to push that single that we're going to be doing with Lazy. That's the main focus that I want to do before I do any new projects. In other words, like my next single that I definitely want to push is going to have to be something that's okay. Xpression's not just collaborating with a friend or not just collaborating by himself. I want to put something dope out, like really pump the fans up, and then I'll get back to what I'm doing. Because right now I'm currently working still on the Right Path too, but I'm not really like setting a deadline for that. I'm kind of just letting it come naturally. See, the first on the Right Path one, I kind of had a deadline. This one, I'm kind of just letting it just come natural, choosing my beats, letting it flow. Kind of like I kind of started off the year a little slower than usual. I kind of was relaxing. I've been relaxing, kind of just taking the extra time to focus on social media growth. Because that's one thing I like to do too, is not only do I like to write music and stuff like that, but I also want to try to build my fan base like on the social networks and stuff like that. So I've been doing more TikToks lately, trying to grow on there. I've been interacting with people on Clubhouse. I've been, trying to build different connections, man, because at the end of the day, I could put out projects and projects and projects, but if nobody's listening, people ain't streaming. If I'm not building or growing the fan base, I mean, I'm just playing it for the same people over and over and over. So I try to sometimes take breaks from the music to focus on growing the actual audience that's going to be listening and actually networking with me. And that's why I've been going live every night, every other night. If not every night, every other night, I'm live. I'm interacting with other rappers, artists, or whoever wants to just come and vibe with me on Instagram. So I just try to keep that going, man.
Ooh. So,
but I want to drop. But this year I definitely want to drop something for Halloween. I want to drop a little Halloween, something for Halloween. I've been thinking about doing a Halloween EP, kind of to bring the dark shit back. I was thinking of honestly, I was thinking about doing something a little dark, a little 5-track EP for Halloween would be cool. And I wanted to drop a couple Christmas records this year, man, to throw people off. So,
for real.
You know what I mean? Because I have a couple beats, man, and they sound like it could be like a dope Christmas record, bro. And I've explored like ideas in my head, and like I found a way for it to be dope Christmas vibe, but not cheesy at the same time. Still like a hit, like it's crazy. Like I'm just gonna have to put it out and let people trip out on it.
Yeah, I think back in the day, Death Row did a Christmas album.
Ah, shit. And then you got DMX, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
Fucking DMX.
Do you got a song with Snow?
Snow, the product, does not fuck with me, bro. She and it's sad, bro, because I fuck with her, bro. Like like to me, she's one of the dopest female rappers, bro. Like she's lit, bro. Like I like Snow's music, man. Like not only that, but she's Mexican. I'm Mexican. We're both from Cali. She was in the underground. I was in the underground. Like it's like it made sense for us to work.
Yep.
And we had been in a conversation of doing a collab once, and she fucking wanted $7,000 to do the record, and that wasn't even the issue. The funny thing is, I was willing to do it, man. Like on some real shit, I was really willing to do the record. But I told her, I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do the record, I want a contract for the record, and I want the contract to implement that you're gonna help me push the record on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and all your social media sites. Well, at the time, I think she was with Atlantic Records, so she was trying to do the collab on the low. She wanted it to be like a off the books collab. Like, what the fuck? I don't want to do no off the book collab, like something you're not even supposed to technically be doing. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's how people get their records pulled. That's how that just opens up a can of worms. I've been there before, and I'm not gonna do it again, bro. And so she never got back to me after I sent the terms of what I wanted for that collab, and so I let it go. It was nothing. It was like, I wasn't gonna harass her about it. But one day I go to search, and I still to this day don't know the reason, bro. I go to search her Instagram, and I'm blocked. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Why am I blocked on Instagram? Like I hadn't disrespected her. I hadn't said anything crazy to her. I hadn't done anything, but I was just blocked after that fact of trying to get after that. How I contacted her back, letting her know what I would want to do if I agreed to her terms. I wanted her to agree to my terms, and we would have a deal. And after that, like I got blocked like a month later. Never responded, never nothing. Yeah. So I confronted her on Twitter. I was like, "Yo, why you?" Why you blocking? How you gonna block somebody who supports you and shows you love? That's crazy. And then she's like, "If I blocked you, it was for a reason." I'm like, "Well, what was the reason?" Again, never responded. So just left it at that. And that was all over Twitter. So I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. And it's crazy because it's like today, I respect her grind. I respect her. I like her music, but I don't understand what the whole shit was about. So, and it's crazy because, like I said, I met her, I went to her concert. At the concert, we were chopping it up, talking business. I got her brother's number that he was the one who was passing back and forth the negotiation of what was going on. And then it just died out when I said I wanted to get that shit promoted, bro. Because look, man, if I'm gonna invest $7,000 into a record, and that's fucking expensive. I don't care who says what or what. $7,000 to just fork out for something like that is a fucking investment, and it's not cheap. But if it's gonna be worth it and help me grow overall, I would consider it. But if she's not gonna help me push the record to her 1 million followers or whatever the hell she had at the time, it wasn't gonna be fair to me to just have her voice and have her go ghost on the track. And then not only that, not even supposed to do the record because she was with Atlantic Records at the time. Whereas when I work with other artists, they're quick to accept the terms that I ask, or they already know what's up and they offer it. So I've been in different contracts with people who understand and know what's up, man. Like if they know what's up, they know what's up. They're not gonna like, if you don't try to friend it. This is just going out for anybody who's going out there who's trying to reach out to people for collaborations or, you know, artists like that. Don't let these people take your money, give you a verse, and just try to like disappear from the whole world like it never happened, bro. Like make sure y'all have paperwork. Make their ass promote that. Make them share that. Make them be a part of it. I mean, sometimes they'll give you a blowout deal to where it's like, okay, man, we're not going to promote it, but we'll give you it for the deal for like this. So then, I mean, it depends on how you negotiate, man. Some different people negotiate different, but if you're dropping dime, bro, like you gotta call it how you want it, man. Straight up.
Yeah, for sure. And if they're on a label, you can't just give them the money and get the verse. And
exactly.
With that label,
a lot of these
break them off some.
Exactly. Because a label will pull that shit down, bro. And that's happened to me before. I did a record with somebody from In Grooves, and he was just trying to make money on his own, like on the side note, giving me side verses on the side. Fucking guy's manager from In Grooves went on there, dude, flagged my whole shit, got pulled down from Spotify. It affected my whole Right Path album. I had to re-release Right Path back to Spotify and all that. I had to go through all kinds of stipulations, bro, just because of one artist trying to do some scheming shit on the side. So, and I had to confront the artist and tell him, yo, this is unprofessional, my guy. Like, what's the deal with all this? And he apologized to me, you know, we're cool now. It's like, whatever, you know, but just the fact of people trying to do things behind the scenes that it's like, bro, when you sign to a label, you're telling these people, you know what you can and can't do. Like, why are you trying to be a hero? Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes maybe the artists don't even know themselves, you know, like.
Facts. That might be a case too, man, because they give you a big old stack of paperwork. Half the time people don't even read that shit. They just want to, they get so excited that they're even getting offered a deal. They just want to sign that. You know what I mean?
Yep. Like recently I had a track from Dax and Trippie Redd. They wanted me to upload it to YouTube. As soon as I did it, they got flagged. So I mean,
hey, Dax is dope, man. I like Dax a lot, bro. I like Dax's shit a lot, man. He's a cool guy, man. He's a real cool guy.
And then it was In Grooves too. Same
In Grooves be doing that, man. Like they're on that shit, man. It's crazy.
So have you ever done anything with King Crooked?
King Crooked, yeah, we got a couple. We got, how many records do we got? We got 1, 2. We got 2 records. I got 2 records with King Crooked. I got 1 record with King Crooked. It's called To the Top. And I got another record with King Crook that's called Hip Hop Ain't Dead, and Sahai the Prince is on that record. And it's dope because both of them cats hell of inspired me, bro. And they're both in my top 10 greatest lyricists of all time type deal, man. I mean, Crooked is a beast, obviously from Slaughterhouse, Signed to M. You know, Sahai writing all those records for Kanye West, being with good music and all that, man. So having both of them on the same track was pretty intense, man. And that was a big thing for me, man, having both of the 2 idols on the same record. And that was the first time they had collab too. So it was cool to bring that to light. And the first record I did with King Crooked, we recorded that at Ronnie King's studio for, you know, Ronnie King, he produced over, 40 songs for Pac, did the piano keys on a lot of Pac records and stuff like that. So I had brought Crooked Eye over here to where I live at Ronnie King's studio. We recorded it together in person at Ronnie King's, man. And it was a dope experience, bro. Super, super dope. Just unforgettable.
Yeah, I really like his shit. And Toby.
I don't think I've heard of him. I gotta check him out.
Yeah, he's dope, man. Anyway, So who's some artists you feeling nowadays? The new artists.
New artists. I'm liking Joyner Lucas. I don't think he's really new because he's been around since back in the day, but he's more known now in this new generation as opposed to back then when he was doing stuff with tech and all that. But I like Joyner a lot. Again, I like Sci-Hi, but Sci-Hi is still from back in the day. I'm trying to think, currently who I like. I like a variety of stuff, man. Because you know what, it doesn't always have to be rapidy rap stuff for me. It could be, just a mainstream record that's hot, man. It could be something like Russ is cool. I like Russ's stuff that he puts out. There's different type of stuff. It just depends on the vibe, man. Because it just depends. Because I'll hear a record, and if I vibe with the record and it's a hot record, I'll fuck with the artist, man. And ultimately, I like the rap. I like hip hop stuff. That's what I'm into, But at the same time, I still like hearing hot records, man. If you got a hot record and it's banging, there's no denying it.
Joyner Lucas, he don't really get the respect he deserves. I feel like he was really creative.
He's creative, man. I love Joyner stuff. Logic, I'm not that big on Logic compared to how people be getting over Logic. I'm not gonna say he's whack. I'm not gonna say he's trash, but there's just something about him that I'm not sold on it. I don't know what it is. I don't know 100% what it is, but I definitely like Joyner a lot. He's dope. King Los is killing it, man. King Los he's doing dope stuff. But see, a lot of these artists that I like, they've kind of always been behind the scenes. That's the problem with these artists. Is like they're like the type of artists that go and write for the big artists who are actually out. Like the Locksmiths and all them. Locksmiths is super dope too. But as a person who's actually like trending right now, I got to give it up to Joyner, man, because, he came out, still had that lyrical bar style, but then he kind of started adapting into the mainstream a little bit, got to deal with the Atlantic. Then he started doing stuff with Chris Brown. Then he did the Eminem record. And then, he did that one with Logic. And then now he did the Will Smith record collab. So Joyner is definitely going on the map, man. Right? Salute to him.
I ain't seen the Will Smith.
It's crazy because he had as much love as I have for him. He has me fucking blocked.
He got you blocked too?
He got me blocked too, bro.
Golly.
And it's crazy because, see, when I put out the Right Path 1, I had hit up Joyner to do a feature, bro. And straight up, man, like, the dude quoted me $1,500. So I'm thinking, I'm excited. I'm like, $1,500 from a verse from Joyner Lucas. This is gonna be dope, right? Yep. All right, I tell him I'm gonna get back to you, man. I'm gonna get back to you. I need a couple weeks. So he agrees. He says, yeah, we're good. Then, he goes in these 2 weeks, bro. I kid you not. He drops I'm Not a Racist. He drops the record I'm Not a Racist. This guy blows up, bro. All over the world. Everybody knows him now because of that one record. Gets the deal. All that in the matter of 2 weeks, bro. I hit him back like, yo, what's good with the feature? Like, I got the money ready. He's like, oh, it's going to be 15,000 now. I'm like, 15,000? You said 1,500. I got the screenshots, bro. So I sent him the screenshot, man, of him saying he'll do it. Yeah, bro, but things have changed, man. I'm like, what has changed, bro? You agreed. Like, so we kind of got into a little, like, I basically told him, like, man, wow, bro, like, you ain't a real one for that. Da, da, da. He didn't like how I told him like that. I'm like, man, I told him if you were a real one, you would honor your word, man. Like, I was fucking with you before you blew up like that. And short end of the story is, bro, he ended up blocking me on Instagram. But all that blocking shit aside, it doesn't change the fact that Joyner is a creative ass artist and that I still put him in my top list because he's fucking dope, bro. Especially his storytelling and all that. So that's definitely somebody who I give credit to is Joyner.
I like that one he did. It was like the gang initiation. I don't remember the title of the song, but that's where I got on his music at, was that song.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about, bro. That one's crazy.
Yeah.
That one's crazy. That's the one where he tells the story about the kid that goes to school and you talking about that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
He goes to school and then he tells the story as the victim and then tells the story as the shooter. That shit's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
When Busta Rhymes heard that song, Busta Rhymes was all blown away by that, man. And there's a reaction of Busta Rhymes just tripping out on that.
it was just different. Like, you know, I didn't
It's
know.
like Rossi something, Rob. It's like a weird name. It's like something weird.
Yeah,
Man.
anybody who does that, who all of a sudden just thinks that their shit don't stink. Like, you know, you don't made a deal, you done things of this nature, and then just because the circumstances change, like, I mean, come on, man, that's some bullshit right there.
And that's the thing is, like, you know what I mean? We're talking. I'm like, look, man, just send me the record. You know what I mean? I'll pay you the money. I got the money, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's just like I'm not gonna sit and cry about it, but at the same time, I trip out. Like, I guess that's how the game goes, man. You know, it's I guess moral of the story is you never know who's gonna blow up next, and you never know how they're gonna act when it comes back to you trying to work with them and them, you know, them feeling a certain way. I mean, I guess it's just part of the business, man. So that's why I don't take it personal. I really don't.
Yeah, I guess
But
it is, because like that's just like I said in the book. You know, when I'm talking about verifications and whatnot, and I mentioned, you know, at one point YouTube, you didn't have to have a 100,000 followers to get verified over there. You know, things change. So yeah, things change all the time. Sometimes you just got to jump on it.
exactly,
Sometimes you miss
exactly.
But,
You know what I mean? So, you know, salute to Joyner again, man, and salute to Snow the product, and everybody else that got me blocked. Freaking Offset got me blocked.
damn,
You know, but it's crazy, bro, because like I don't even talk shit like that. Like I really don't. I'm just real with it when I hit them up and we conversate, and they I don't think they like that I ain't kissing their ass like that. Like I don't know what it is. Like it's like I'm just real with it. I'm not disrespectful, but I'm just telling it how it is, bro. Like, and I think that they just don't fuck with that, bro. But you know, it would, you know, a lot of it had to do with when I got my verification. When I got my verification for Instagram, you know, that's when a lot of these combos started happening on IG because they were seeing that I was verified and they were responding to my messages. So, you know, that's kind of how I was getting into these conversations with these people. And, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, regardless of.
It definitely changes things when you get a badge, for sure.
Oh, it does, bro, because it's like, no matter how they feel, whether they know who you are or not, Instagram has acknowledged the fact that you're someone notable.
Yep.
So, and at that point, you're like almost in the same category when it comes to social media. They just have more fucking followers and more people watching their shit, obviously, and streaming their music. But in the terms of somebody who's looking at someone with a blue check, I mean, I have people all the time. How do you get verified? How do I do this and that? How are you this and that? You must be this and that. They just, it's a certain like level that people just hold you at for having it, man. And that's why, you know, to me, I think verification is an important tool that helps you grow, man. And it's, I mean, I hear a lot of people that talk shit about it, like, oh, we don't need the blue check, but it's the people who say that are the ones who truly want it and pissed because they haven't got it yet.
Yep, that's true. I don't know though. You got to watch it. You got to be careful over there on TikTok, because man, a friend of mine, he was verified, and he just made a joke. He started getting the questions like you getting, you know, how'd you get it, and da da da. And so he went and made this video where he took a towel and put it over his head and pretended to be a woman. And then he comes walking in as himself. He's pretending like he's walking into a bar, and he talks to the woman, and it's supposed to be a TikTok employee. And basically, he's implying that to get the badge, he went to a bar and flirted with an employee. That's how he got verified. Well, right after he put that video out, he got an email saying that he had broken terms, and they took his badge away.
Fuck.
I guess they felt like he was making them out to be like a hoe or something. I don't know. To me, it was, you know, a light joke, but I guess they didn't like it. So
yeah, I gotta be careful on what on the type of content I put out, man. I gotta really, because you know what, I gotta be funny, be cool, but also at the same time be aware and also know that, you know, they gave you this badge, so you got to be reputable in a way. You want to just be out here acting wild with it, man. And you don't want to be making TikToks look bad either, like they're just giving badges to random ass people. That's why anytime I get flagged for a video that I post, I delete it right away. Like as soon as because those, I noticed that they'll delete a video, but it'll still stay in my little, it'll still stay there, but it's like hidden, I think. I don't know, but I go and delete that shit, man. And like, I've only been flagged for a couple videos I've posted. For a couple videos I've posted, and one will be like, "Oh, this violates the terms," or whatever the hell word they say, and then I'll delete the video, man. But the last thing I want to do is get the verification taken away, especially on TikTok, because you know what I like about TikTok is they're an awesome platform that helps people grow, man. Like I've seen people start with no followers and they just start putting funny stuff out, start tagging the For You page, and next thing you know, they're blowing up, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The algorithms are ridiculous on TikTok.
True. Well, man, I appreciate you.
Hey, Tony, I appreciate you having me, man. And you know, I look forward to our record that we're going to be putting out, and we'll be talking about that soon too.
I can't wait to hear that hook, man. I can't wait to hear that hook.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, you know what? I did the hook. I had the idea of what I wanted to sound like, but when I did the hook, it just I hear myself, and I'm a perfectionist, bro, and I don't like that how I was off key on certain parts of the hook. So I needed to be perfect, bro. Especially if we're gonna put somebody iconic like that on it. I don't want to have a fire ass verse and a mediocre hook. I want the hook to pop out, so when he hears it, he gets inspired and really writes something deep from the heart too. You know what I mean? So I want the record to be perfect, man, and that's what I'm gonna do for us. I want to make sure that that's the next thing that really shocks the people. I'm gonna get artwork going on. It's gonna be dope, man. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, man. I picked my son up the other day. We was on the ride back, and I was telling him about it, and he was like, "Who's that?" So I let him hear some of the older Bone music, and after he heard it, when he got out the car, he just kind of looked at me like the expression on his face was like, "You sure about that? You sure you want to do it?" I don't know if
it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. But what's cool about it is Lazy Bone is super down to earth, bro, and like he's, you know what, aside from this conversation that we've had about music, he's reached out to me on a couple other notes. Like he's seen a couple posts that I've put about my health when I was dealing with the COVID, back to that COVID stuff. Yeah. When I was in December going through it, he had reached out to me, man, via DM, and he kind of he was really looking out for me, man. So aside from music aside, Lazy Bone's a really cool guy, man. He's a real down to earth guy, and that's what I like about him. So he's really easy to talk to and really easy to just work with like that. So I'm looking forward to it, because people like that, man, those are the people you want to work with in the industry. The ones who are just real about their shit, down to earth, and you know what I mean? Those are the type of people you want to work with, man.
Yep, sure. Well, man, take care. And like I said, I appreciate it again. Is there anything else you want to say before we leave?
Hey, man, you know what, everybody? Just tap in with my brother Tony from Now Entertainment. Amazing dude right here, you know what I mean? And I want you guys to show him love and support. Y'all can, check out any of my music at Xpression on Spotify, Apple Music, any of that. Follow me on all platforms at Xpression the MC. And I appreciate you for having me, Tony. Thank you so much, man. You have a good one.
You too.